During his lifetime, the great hero Heracles was for many years enslaved to the tyrannical king of Argos, King Eury. Since the death of Heracles after a life of servitude in Argos, his wife Minnie, his elderly nephew Iolaus, and his extended family have suffered sustained persecution under King Eury's increasingly dictatorial rule. The children of Heracles, as a community has been known, have in fear of their lives fled their home country to seek political asylum elsewhere. The plight of these refugees is further deepened as King Eury's administration continues to threaten any potential country in asylum with the substantial military force of Argos. It would seem that we're at a time of ethical and moral crisis, one man being just to his neighbors, whilst another only thinks of the profitable enterprise and personal wealth. A time of stark contrast between fundamental humanitarian values and the rapid rise in economic power. An example of the former, Eury's cousin Iolaus had, under Hercules' rule, enjoyed relative peace in Argos. When Heracles was succeeded by Eury, Iolaus took personal responsibility for the protection of Heracles' vulnerable children, as they fled their country in fear of their lives. Ever since, Iolaus and the children of Heracles had been driven from one territory to another, as Eury's forces repeated extradition. Country after country have bowed down to Eury's powerful regime, rendering Iolaus and the children of Heracles homeless refugees. As we speak, they, along with Heracles' widow Minnie, are making the torturous journey to Athens, where it is hoped they'll find a place to settle and begin a new life.
Wabibi, wabibi, ayuhali antafi manaka fashajaka antai muftati. Wabibi, wabibi, ayuhalin antafi manaka fashajaka antai muftati.
Eury's heralds! Dear God, how can he find us already? He's been in our tails forever, bloody persecutor! This is what we're in this situation. Harry, you belligerent bastard! Why can't you leave us alone? There must be more important things for you to do than waltz around the world. Jesus Christ, I wish you were dead. God knows I've never hated anyone like I hate you. You and King Yuri. You're his pawn, my friend. You drive us out, drive us on again. What's the point, Harry? What's the point?
You think you found yourself a safe place, haven't you?
I never had a safe place in my life. I just found a place. We've just found a place somewhere.
Not anymore, my aging friend. You and your loser need to get your sorry asses back home where you belong.
Over my dead body.
Sooner rather than later. You won't dodge the next coffin. It's ready and waiting.
Don't talk to me like that.
That's the only way you people understand, you brainless morons.
I think just fine. I feel just great. I feel comfortable here. I'm going nowhere.
Sure about that? Let me teach you how to walk. Now move.
Is that the only words? No.
Move.
This isn't your space.
Listen, either you move out of here, travel back home and face the death penalty, or stay here and suffer the same consequences. Because believe me, I'm gonna rip you and your vermin friends limb from limb and post the treasonous bits back home.
You and whose army?
Are you serious? Are we really that naive? Can someone your age really be that stupid? Me and the whole bloody army? Don't make my difficult. You learned the hard way. Your optimism versus my realism.
You'll never take me or these people as long as I've life and breath in me.
Not that long then. Get the hell out of here, whether you like it or not. They're our property and I'm taking them back.
For God's sake, help us! In the name of God, please, we just need somewhere safe. We're here peacefully. There's no drugs, no violence. Look, they're kids. We just need somewhere safe to make a living, to build a home.
What's this the cry for help? What's going down? Look at him there, lying on the ground. Helpless old man, my poor friends who knocked you down.
The man before you is a hater and a persecutor. He's treating your values and beliefs with contempt and wants to drag me away from here.
Where's your home, my old new friend? What brings you here? How did you travel? Did you take a ship, sailing shore to shore?
We've come to your country for safety and for protection.
So what's your name? We know from long ago. And what are these people in your care? What is it that you need? What do you want to say?
You know me, or at least you've heard of me. We're all over the media. I'm Yolo's, Heracles' assistant, and these are his community. And we're here because we have nowhere else to go. We've been everywhere and kicked out of everywhere because Yuri sends a henchman to us get us extradited. Please, this time.
Whatever you think, you belong to them and you're going back.
Show some respect, sir, for asylum seekers' rights. Justice won't be overthrown by violence or persecution.
And send them away! Send them back where they belong. Send them home and there be no more trouble. Trust me.
It's an offense against humanity for a nation to turn its back on strangers begging for a place to be.
It's also a good thing to keep out of trouble and accept good advice from the earth.
You should think before you act. Show respect for our independent nation before you hound the innocent.
Who's in charge around here?
King Demos, son of Theseus.
Then get me the organ grinder, not his monkeys. It's a waste of time talking with you. I need to talk to the top.
What's going on? This is supposed to be a peaceful place. What's this crowd gathered?
These people who are here seeking our asylum are the children of Heracles. Iolaus is their father's friend.
Why are you shouting for help then?
Harry here wants trouble. He's trying to take them back. Using violent force and intimidation. Their cries for help are desperate. Then he beat up the man, and we cry for intervention.
You are just to kill with the barbarian's behavior, it seems. Forgive me if I intrude on your intrusion, but what do you want and why are you here?
My purpose in coming here is to recover our national human assets. King Yuri of Argos has sent me to fetch back these people.
And?
To explain, as an Argive myself, I am forcing the extradition of these criminals who need to return to Argos to face sentencing. As citizens, we are entitled to enforce judgments against our own people. This is an unfortunately familiar set of circumstances, but up until now, my diplomatic skills and the wisdom of the temporary host has created a mutual understanding. They've come here, prepared to gamble everything on one last desperate throw, to win or lose. They would hardly expect you to be the only one to shed a tear over their stupidity or misfortunes, if you will. Let's consider both sides. Either you give them a home here, or we take them away. What do you think? Let me put it another way. Extradite my people, and the armies of Argos are yours to call on whenever you need. But if you become tender-hearted and overlook your political and economic responsibilities, then we'll find ourselves in opposition. You have to choose head or heart. Remember, we won't give them up without a fight. We can play sanctions, we can play import tax, we can drive your economy into the ground, and we can also go to war, and our military is bigger and more powerful than yours, and our army works. And how will you explain your war with Argos? What territory have you taken from you? Have you been cheated by us? What allies will you be defending? For whose sake will your people have died in battle? Just a bunch of freeloading immigrants who, whilst your citizens are sacrificing themselves for king and country, are taking jobs from under their noses, using resources you don't have, bringing cultures you don't want, children you don't need, and dependents you just can't afford. You're talking political suicide. Civil war in return for obliging in this worthless sponging relic, this living corpse and these parasites. You think that this humanitarian gesture gives your country grounds for hope? Don't make me laugh. When these scum become adults, they make a worthless opposition for the Argive military. And even before that day comes, there's plenty of time for you to be wiped out by us. Let me take what is ours and enjoy our alliance. Don't fall into the same old trap of siding with the weak when strength is yours for the choosing.
No one can judge a case or discriminate an argument until he has heard clearly what both sides have to say.
My lord, in your land, I enjoy the fundamental right to speak and to listen in turn without anyone intervening to throw me out. There is no common ground between Harry and me. How can he justify calling us his human assets when it was he who exiled us in the first place? It makes no sense. If we're exiled, then we're not his countrymen. Simple. Or do you believe that anyone exiled from Argos should be banished from the rest of the world? What gives you the right to impose your politics on everyone else? Who the hell do you think you are? Well, Athens' doors are open, and so is its heart and its arms. You may have succeeded in the past with your political manipulations and your economic extortion, but things are different here. If you succeed and they decide in favor of your arguments, then I no longer recognize Athens as a free state. But the spirit and the quality of the people are things that I do know. Your threats will fall on deaf ears in the eyes of the brave. Life counts as more than loss of honor, not something with which I expect you to be familiar. As far as Athens is concerned, I've said enough. But I want also to tell you that as ruler of this land, you have no choice but to protect these people, not only through common decency, but because their bloodline, Demos, is close to yours. You are kinsfolk. Look in the records. Heracles is your grandmother's cousin. Ties apart, let me tell you the obligation which requires you to befriend these people. I sailed with Heracles to rescue your father from the murky recesses of hell. The world's memory might be short, but you know this to be true, so please don't deny them the sanctuary of Athens or let them be dragged away. Look at them. Look! They're dragged away by violent hands. Do not refuse to take the children of Heracles under your protection. Share yourself to be their kinsman and friend, their father, brother, master even. Any fate is better than becoming Argive property.
My lord, this terrible tale makes me pity them. Never have I seen people crushed by such circumstances. The children of Heracles don't deserve this.
My conscience compels me to not reject your appeal. Let me explain. There are gods, by whatever name, Zeus, Ahura Mazda, Allah, whose call is for the common good. There are also ties of blood, love, and honor owed to our family, no matter how distant or estranged. Life is too short to let that pass. Lastly is my own decency and reputation. If I let this country be spoiled at the hands of a stranger, people will think I'm living in a country that's not free and will surrender to the Argive threat. I'd rather die. Although I wish you arrived in happier circumstances, you can be rest assured no one will force your extradition.
Thank you.
As for you, you can go back to Yuri and tell him what you heard. You can also tell him this. If he brings action against his people in this court, he will be met by justice. But you will never take them away by force.
Not even if it is a just and ethical action and my arguments win the day.
What is the justice in kidnapping them against their will?
Then the disgrace in this will be mine. Your name is untarnished.
Not if I allow you to drag them off.
You only need to send them off to the border and we'll take care of it from there.
What an unequaled, stone-hearted fool you are!
It seems your country's the place where criminals should run for help.
You find sanctuary where the hearts of the people are in the right place.
I doubt if my people will feel the same way.
Do I lack sovereignty then in my own land?
Not if you behave sensibly and let Argos and his people
Damn
feel-
Argos to
It's
hell!
not my wish that you engage in war with us.
Nor is it mine, but I will not abandon these children!
They're mine and I'll take them away from you.
No!
Ah! Lay one finger on them and you'll regret it.
Demos, don't soul Harry.
Why shouldn't I? Unless he learns to know his place, which is not here.
Get out of here.
I'm done here. One man offers little opposition in a fight, but I'll be back, and when I do, it'll be with the full force of Argos' military. You will suffer the consequences, the likes of which few throughout history have suffered before.
We're not a country that will stand for your demented words of violence and death. Be cautious. You thought you could bring moral shame on me by dragging these children away from here, but this country answers to no one. It's a place of freedom.
Gold in the telling is Harry's threat of war. His army's bloated swelling is what we're fighting for.
My treatment was outrageous.
He'll claim to your ring
My life hung in the balance.
to create a heart of fury. The knowledge of the human truth like a growing cancer gnaws at open-hearted Athens folks appalled at fake news clause. And media spin will never win as truth and justice cause. Our open hearts and outstretched arms to subsume the cry for war. As Argos armies build themselves and march towards our shore.
Twofold in the telling of a tale of common blood, of bones and bonds and humankind, when kin so hard to find, when most stand arguing the weight of our debate. These people hear the human truth and recognize their state, extend their arms and open land to share their country's fate.
Twofold in the telling of heart and mind and view. Our nation stands against them, all opened up to you. The trust withstands in humankind, overwhelms the need for power, and understands that empathy enhances every hour. An economy of bankrupt hearts, suspicion, fear, and hate compete with human decency, given without the depth. An inheritance of friendship has no interest rate, except the depth of gratitude given through real respect.
This land has always wanted to support the weak, with justice by its side, enduring troubles week by week. For those it has befriended, as they ask the gods for strength, adding prayer to supplication, with arms stretched out at length. Twofold in the telling, hear this swelling tide of hope, with the privilege of freedom and the cutting of the rope, which bound us in the slavery of global homelessness. Now arm in hand in hand, our human rights respect. Asylum found and sanctuary, both more than we expect. We stand as one and rise against a worldwide web of hate, of privilege and otherness and acts of bitter faith.
These people are your saviors and friends forevermore. Think of Athens as dearest of all friends. Demos, not many men are like this. You may find one man in 1,000, perhaps, who could stand comparison.
Thank you. And I know in mind that all our friends and citizens, new and old, share and honor these values. As we stand united, we should be prepared to fight united. I call my people to arms and send military agents to preempt any surprise attacks the Argives might be planning. The reputation is for speed and response. We must be a step ahead at all times. I'll send out leaders and advisors to plan for the defense of Athens and the protection of our people. In the meantime, you lot need to take sanctuary. Now is the time to seize the day. Stare down the odds and seize the day. Minute by minute, that's how you win it. We will find a way, but let us seize the day. Courage cannot erase your fear. Courage is when you face your fear. Tell those with power, safe in their towers, we will not obey. Behold the brave battalion that stands side by side, too few in numbers, but too proud to hide. And say to the other that did not follow through, you're still our brother, and we will fight for you. Now is the time to seize the day. Stare down the odds and seize the day. Once we've begun, if we stand as one, someday becomes somehow, and a prayer becomes a vow, and the fight starts right damn now. Argos to Athens, look what's begun. One for all and all for one. Fight! 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 Fight!
Oh!
Now's the time to seize the day.
Now is the time to seize the day.
They're gonna see there's hell to pay.
They're gonna see there's hell to pay.
Nothing can break us, no one can make us quit before we're done. One for all and all for one for all and all for one for all and all for one.
We're not leaving this camp. We'll stay here until we hear of Athens' victory.
You may utter your loud boasts, Argive Harry, but our ears are deaf to your threats, and our minds are bound up with justice. Your rantings cause no fear in our hearts. We have every faith that Athens, a city of culture, will escape this fate. You are fooled. You come as a foreigner to the city, and despite your status as ambassador, you attempt to forcibly remove those who have come here for sanctuary and asylum. You violate our beliefs, refuse to negotiate with our king, and have shown no ability to justify yourself. What right-minded person could support your conduct? Our desires for peace, O misguided king. If you come to the city, you will find that experience belies expectation. You are not alone in possessing arms and military strength. You may thirst for war, but do not think you can impose your violent will in this place, where peace and pleasure reside.
What's wrong? What's happened? Are they already here or are they being spotted out? Tell me, what's wrong?
They hear the Argive army and Yuri. More than hearing it from agents, I've seen it with my own eyes. They've made camp on the shoreline. So far, Yuri hasn't dispatched his troops yet, but I know he's preparing and watching for a strategic strike. Our preparations are well underway. We're armed and ready. Even our religious leaders have come together. They're holding rituals and leading vigils. The people's prophets believe triumph will be ours if a sacrifice is made.
A what?
A sacrifice.
Get goats.
Yeah,
Not understanding to mean a virgin sacrifice.
Right. So young goats.
Young goat. In line with tradition, they made a human sacrifice. The same tradition which causes us to extend our borders open to immigrants. The same tradition which keeps our country and borders open. You've seen the strength of my commitment to you, but I cannot, nor will I kill a daughter of mine or make any Athenian father do so. Given the choice of the assassin to kill his own child, my people are meeting in groups, angry groups. Some are saying I was right to protect some supplying strangers. Others are accusing me of stupidity and naivety. Yolos, I need your help. If I insist on a sacrifice, there will be a civil war in Athens, and the war between Argos and Athens will be destroyed. If there's no sacrifice, our chance of beating the Argive army is limited. I don't rule Athens like a mad dictatorship. Athens is democracy. I must act justly to be treated justly.
This makes no sense. These immigrants need our help. We are prepared and honor-bound to give it, but some systems of belief say no?
Dear God, from the frying pan into the fire, we survived the flood and faced the flame. This is hopeless. We make one step forward and two steps back. Every time. Hope returns, and as soon as it does, it's dashed. Hope is a delusion. Optimism is a lie. And you, what do I do with you? Where do we go now? What country have we not gone to search for protection? Everywhere we go, Yuri and a self-righteous politician find a way of driving us out again. I don't care if I drop dead in the process, but I do care that it won't be at their pleasure. It breaks my heart. It's you I weep for, you I pity. And Minnie, poor woman, for every year of your life, hers has been joyless, a misery from one day to the next. Deimos, I understand what you're saying. I understand that you can't make a sacrifice for us. I guess we're destined to be everyone's ritual sacrifice. The global scapegoat. No one's responsibility, but everyone's problem. There is one way the children of Heracles can be saved.
Wait, what is it? What?
We have one hope left. One roll of the dice. Hand me over to the Argives in their place.
No!
Instead, I'll be the hostage, the sacrifice, the head on a pole. They can have their trophy. It keeps you and Athens out of danger, and they'll leave them alone. It's a win-win. Not great for me, but I'm done. I got everyone here. My last gesture is one final sacrifice. Yuri would love it. To have Heracles' comrade in arms as his trophy. He has nothing. He has no soul. He feels nothing good. He's a self-seeking barbarian. He'd wave me like a flag of triumph. He'd show the world that his ego is justified. I'll go. Let me be the sacrifice.
That's impossible. Yuri doesn't want you. It's not your army he's here for. It's them. A whole community of refugees. He wants them and he wants them dead. These people who are motivated by revenge. These people with memories of outrage. These people who fight to their death to avenge their exile. What use would your death be? You're a fine man, but we need a realistic plan.
Demos, like all women, I have been raised to know my place, my time and place. And this, my friend, is both. The place is here and the time is now.
Wait, hold on.
We've been traveling around in circles and now we need to draw some lines. We must cross the lines of divinity and division as we've crossed border after border, as each fresh disaster crowns our old misfortunes.
There is no child of Heracles that can praise more justly than you. And so it has always been. But be careful what you wish for tomorrow. Be careful of drawing such straight lines.
Yeah. Well, if we in Athens are to survive the battle with the Argive army, a sacrifice must be made. And that sacrifice must be ours. Unless we solve this problem, we're going to have to find another place.
So it seems.
Then I will be that
No
sacrifice.
more! You have status, power, position. Your family is nobility.
My family is nothing. We have nothing. We are nothing. We have nothing. We're refugees. We have no place. We have no face. We have no time. We have no place and we have no time. If we do nothing as well as have nothing, then nothing will come from nothing. We'll evaporate, forgotten history until it repeats itself again as it surely will.
We have dignity and we have pride. There will be no sacrifice. 'Tis better to fight and lose than to never have fought at all.
But look at us. We've already sacrificed our dignity and our pride. This is our opportunity to regain some. What dignity is there in shrinking from death in order to give life while Athens puts itself in danger on our behalf?
We are of Heracles.
And what shred of credibility will we have as the children of Heracles if we all lie down, weeping cries of woe and cowering in corners of fear?
You are your father's daughter, the apple never falls far from the tree.
I know I have the body but of a weak and feeble woman, but I have the heart and stomach of a hero. And I have the valor and heritage of Heracles. Accept my offer. It'll bring victory over our enemies.
Heracles is watching. But this is unjust. We can draw lots to decide who to sacrifice.
If my death is decided on a lottery, my life will be taken, not given. Accept my offer. I'm giving you my life with arms outstretched, and you're refusing because you're afraid of sacrifice.
I can neither prescribe nor forbid your death.
Then accept my life. I'll give it to you freely, and hold me as I die.
I cannot stand by and watch you die.
Then make it for women, not men, to hold me as I fall. There's no greater love than this, to lay down your life, throw your arms around a world that doesn't know how much it needs this little girl.
This is where the bottle lies, where all the biggest questions meet, with little feet stood in the sand. And this is where the echoes slow to nothing on the tide, and where a tiny pair of hands find a sea-worn piece of glass and sets it as a sapphire in her mind. And this is where, throwing both her arms around the world that doesn't even know how much it needs this little girl. It's all gonna be magnificent, she says. It's all gonna be magnificent. This is where it all began, to light your mother's cigarette and to go to touch her hand. And my heart, that a frosting in a gaze, wasn't built to be that way. Suddenly I understand. They're all the sand. Throwing both their arms around the world that doesn't even know how much it needs this little girl. It's all gonna be magnificent, she says. It's all gonna be magnificent, she says. It's all gonna be magnificent, she says. It's all gonna be magnificent. An echo slow, the bottle lies, and it goes slow, and there she stands.
Of all the women I have seen, you are the most courageous. You have my word that men and women all alike in all of Athens will hold you in their arms and hearts. Your sacrificial passing will be met with every proper mark of honor and respect. As I stand here, aware of my responsibilities of king, I know I will be in rightful treads if I do not applaud your selfless act of justice. If you have any last words, say them now before you take them leave.
Goodbye, Olos. Past the grave, I cannot foster these children anymore. As I give you my life for yours, promise me that you'll relish every moment, that this new life may be one of peace. Honor this old man and our mother's father, and our new Athenian friends. Honor them too. Build new bonds, forge a new future, and make new memories. Just remember that I did not give up in the hour of need, but gave my life so that we might survive. Remember me. That's all I ask. Remember me.
There is no one on this earth to match you in courage. Rest assured that in death as in life you will have our undying tribute of honor. O ye gods unbearable, set me down and cover me. Today but is the worst. If this sacrifice is made, then our deaths are inevitable. Suffering upon suffering, there is no way out.
When I am laid in earth, may my wrongs create no trouble in thy breast. When I am laid in earth, may my wrongs create no trouble in thy breast. Remember me, but forget my fate. Remember me, but forget my fate. Remember me, but forget my fate. Remember me, but forget my fate.
No man in enjoys happiness or endures sorrow in his life, but by God's will.
Nor does society always stand firm in fortune's favor.
Each is subject to different fates,
Both good and bad. The distance between prosperity and destitution is short.
One man's fortune falls,
whilst another rises to riches without just cause.
everyone is subject to change and shifting circumstances.
Avoidance of trials and tribulations of fortune is futile. So YOLOs.
This circumstantial sea is yours to swim.
Don't sink in the swamp of submission or rend your heart to the torment of pain.
Accept the status quo.
Through her death, this girl gives life.
Through self-sacrifice, she secures the future
Let her take her place amongst the martyrs.
and give support to her steadfastness.
It is through trials and tribulations that virtue's crown is won.
Iolaus! Iolaus!
Go away!
No time for this. Come on. Get up, get up.
Leave! Give me space, give me time!
There is no time. Your country needs you. We need you now.
Leave!
There's a war.
You think I can fight?
You think I can fight? No. But do I need to fight for my life? Yes, I don't want to die.
So you're here to save us!
I am here so you can save yourself.
Leave!
Iolaus, listen to me. I'm here to help you.
I'm an old man!
Iolaus,
I have nothing left! I'm done!
look at me. Look at me. I'm here to help you.
How?
With the sacrifice done, we're assured divine protection. Heracles' children will be safe, but we still must fight. The gods won't win the war for us, they'll win it through us.
Minnie! Minnie, come listen to this. Come listen to this. You've been worrying all this time about the children, hoping and praying that they'll come back. The life lived in fear is a life half lived.
What's all this shouting about? Are you trying to raise the dead? Is some idiot from Argos bothering you again? I may not be stronger than you, but there is no way in hell she or anyone will take these children while I live and breathe. And you, if you lay so much as one finger on them, you'll have to deal with us.
Minnie, don't be afraid. The news he brings is good. There's no threat
Then why are you screaming and shouting?
to make you come here.
So, what is this?
She says that your grandson is here.
What? Oh, ye gods, that's wonderful news! What is he doing? Where is he now? What's keeping him away?
He's preparing the troops.
What you say is not our business.
Oh, yes, it is. We should ask him questions.
What do you want to know?
How many soldiers does he have?
Many. I can't even tell the full number.
The Athenian commanders would know, I presume.
Of course they know. He's armed them already.
So they're ready and waiting for orders. How far are they from Argive?
Far enough.
What's he doing? Oh, seeing to the disposition of the enemy ranks, no doubt.
That's what I thought. Either way, I have to go. I have to be with him in the fray.
I'll come with you. We stand together to help our friends shoulder to shoulder and side by side.
The strength you once had, forgive me, but you're not as young as you once were.
I can take them on just the same. Every last one.
Your presence isn't going to make any difference.
Not one of my enemies will be able to look me in the eye.
It isn't looks that matter in battle, it's strength.
I can strike through a shield the best of them.
You may be able to strike, but you'll get killed in the process.
Don't you tell me what I can and cannot do.
Face it, you're all willing spirit and weak flesh. No one doubts your passion, you're just too old.
It's a shameful turn of events that some should fight while others stand back out of cowardice.
Your spirit is not subdued by time, it flourishes. Though your strength is gone. Why do you labor in vain at a task that will only bring harm to you and little benefit to our city?
Resist what your heart tells you and have regard for your years. Do not attempt what's impossible. Youth once gone is a prize you will never capture again.
You stupid old man! You're ridiculous suggesting I stay here without so much as stone to defend myself and the little ones.
Fighting is men's business. You look after the children.
Haven't you spent your life looking after the little ones, raising them in the face of adversity, and you have the audacity to say it's women's work? And what if you are killed? How will I survive?
Your son's children will look after you. At least those of them who survive.
But what if, God forbid, something does happen to them? Then what?
Our new Athenian friends will stand by you. Trust them.
That's all the hope I have. I have nothing else to sustain me.
And God has regard for your suffering.
That's as may be, but I should be given the respect I deserve. What do you want?
It's time.
Time for me to stand by and wait. Time for me to die from anxiety.
Time for us to go.
Put a sword in my hand and I'm ready.
You don't have to do this.
He's old and stubborn,
You do your job and I'll do mine.
and I'll be ready to pick up the pieces.
There will be no pieces to be picked up. The only pieces to be picked up will be the Argive army. We'll be back in one piece. Support me by the elbow. When we get there, put a sword in my hand and let me go.
You've lost your mind! Leave this to the young ones! Let them fight their own battles. They'll have to soon enough.
I won't leave them until I'm dead and buried.
Oh, do what you want. You always did. What do I care?
Today, I could die any day. Why should today be any different? Missing the battle would be the end of me.
Fighting it will be.
Minnie, don't be afraid. The forces and gods of good are on my side.
Oh!
The sun and the moon shine out in along. The radiant beams that will light up a song. Deliver your message of strength and of might as we prepare to fight through the night. Proclaim it loudly through heaven and earth. Protect us from harm like a mother bird. Defending the home that our forefathers built. To give us a place which we feel killed. In these bodies we will live. In these bodies we will die. Where you invest your love, you invest your life. In these bodies we will live. In these bodies we will die. Where you invest your love, you invest your life. We're ready to cut through the dangerous steel, knowing the decency and honor we feel. With strength and resolve and truth on our side, the injustice of battle and war as we ride. Our hearts fired up and our minds free of fear, knowing the truth of humanity is near. The sacrifice paid and the triumph to win. Give immigrants homes, a family of kin. In these bodies we will live. In these bodies we will die. Where you invest your love, you invest your life. In these bodies we will live. In these bodies we will die. Where you invest your love, you invest your life.
You have brought your army here from Argos. Tell me, if we must fight, should we not be fighting for peace? Creating a new alliance between us for the common good? If we go to battle, many lives will be lost. Listen to my offer. A single life for peace. One fight, one victor. This way you can retain respect. Fight with me, 1-to-1, man to man. Kill me, and you may take the children of Heracles. Die at my hands, and you must surrender.
Fellow citizens, now is the hour to defend this soil that gave you birth and nurture.
You know, it gets into this whole issue of border security. You know who's gonna say the borders are secure? We've got the House and the Senate debating this issue, and it's really astonishing that in a country founded by immigrants, immigrant has somehow become a bad word. And so the debate rages on and we continue. And just like that, it's over. We tend to our wounded, we count our dead. Black and white soldiers wondering alike if this really means freedom. Not yet.
I got 1 job, 2 job, 3 when I need them. I got 5 roommates in this one studio, but I never really see them. And we all came to America trying to get a lap dance from Lady Freedom. But now Lady Liberty's acting like Hillary begs with the prenup.
Man, I was brave, sailing on graves. Don't Think I didn't notice those tombstones disguised as waves? I'm no dummy. Here's something funny. You can be an immigrant without
Risking your lives or crossing these borders with thrifty supplies. All you gotta do is see the world with new eyes.
Immigrants, we get the job done. Look how far I've come. Look how far I've come. Look how far I've come. We get the job done. Look how far I've come. Look how far I've come. Look how far I've come. Immigrants, we get the job done.
It's a hard line when you're an import. Baby boy, it's hard times when you incent for racists feed the belly of the beast with they pitchforks. Rich chores done by the people that get ignored.
Ya se armó, ya se despertaron. Estos Holoweeken en la alarma ya son hace rato. Los que quieren buscan, pero no se pueden como vagos. We're the same ones hustling on every level. De los datos walk a mile in our shoes. Our chest and los zapatos. I've been scoping your dude. Y'all have been working like I do while y'all work it. It hurts you. Y'all claim I'm still junk. He rapper claim he victim. He just underpaid. Pablo, but there ain't a paper trail when you living in the shadows. We America's ghost riders. The credits only barred. It's a matter of time before the checks all come. But immigrants, we get the job done.
It's America's Ghost Riders, the credits only barred. It's America's Ghost Riders, the credits only barred. It's America's Ghost Riders, America's Ghost Riders, America's
Ghost Riders, the credits only barred. It's America's Ghost Riders, the credits only barred. It's America's Ghost Riders, the credits only barred. It's America's Ghost Riders, the credits only barred. It's immigrants, we get the job done. AOA, immigrants, we don't like that, nah. They don't play British Empire strikes back. They beating us like 808s and hi-hats at our own game invasion, but this in Iraq.
Who these Fugees, what they do for me, but contributing new dreams, sexes and tools for getting food to eat. Cool, they flee war zones, but the problem ain't ours. Even if our bombs landed on them like the Mayflower.
Buckingham Palace, the Capitol Hill. One of my ancestors had that on bail.
The ink you print on your dollar bill, or you spell thin red lines on the flag you horsemen you kill, but still we just say,
Look how far I've come. Hindustan, Pakistan to London.
to a galaxy far from their ignorance. Cause immigrants, we get the job done.
Portero por agua, intensidad basta. Brincamos muros, la toma en basta. Le pegamos como sandino en Nicaragua. Somos como la planta que crece sin agua.
Sin pasaporte americano, porque la mitad de Gringolandia es terreno mexicano. Hay que ser bien, hijo de puta.
Nosotros sembramos el árbol y ellos te comen la fruta.
Somos de los que cruzaron. Aquí vinimos a buscar el oro que nos robaron. Tenemos batucos de la policía secreta, me esquivan la cara completa, una meleta.
Con un chico, una pala y un rastrillo. Te construimos un castillo. Como te quise, coro, cabrón. Immigrants, we get the job done. Look how far I've come. Look how far I've come. Look how far I've come. We get the job done. Look how far I've come. Look how far I've come. Look how far I've come. We get the job done.
Fickle my heart now with my eyes. I struggle to find any truth in your lies. Now my heart stumbles on things I don't know. My weakness I feel I must finally show. Lend me your hand and we'll comfort and moan. Lend me your heart and I'll just let you fall. Lend me your eyes can change to see. So we must keep totally free. Heart, 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 heart. These bodies awake my soul. Awake my soul. Fickle my heart now in my eyes. Struggling to find any truth in your lies. Now my heart stumbles on things I don't know. My weakness I feel I must finally show. Heart, 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 heart. These bodies you will live, in these bodies you will die. Where you invest your love, you invest your life. In these bodies you will live, in these bodies you will die. Where you invest your love, you invest your life.
I bring news that will not take long to hear, but will fill you with great joy. We have defeated the enemy.
Your message declares our freedom. But at what cost to us? Which of my pretty ones have been slaughtered?
None. And there's not a single voice in the entire army that doesn't sing their praises.
Is Iolo safe? Tell me.
Most certainly. In fact, his contribution to the victory was miraculous.
What? His spirit is willing, but you know how weak his old flesh is. Did his words win hearts?
He was so much more than a man of words. He isn't an old man anymore. In battle, he changed back into his young self again.
What? How? Divine intervention! That's miraculous news!
Iolaus emerged from the cloud like an Adonis, and by an act of God took Uri. Uri's spirit proclaimed to all mankind a lesson of absolute clarity, and read no man his prosperity until you see him in his grave. Fortune can disturb him in a single day.
Ye gods, today is the first day of liberty, free from the bonds of terror and oppression.
Before today, I never thought my son enjoyed a place among the gods, but now I know for certain that he does. Now you'll be free of trouble, free of persecution, free of Yuri, who will come to a sorry end. You'll see your father's city and inherit his estates. Everything you were denied as refugees. Your home, and not as second-class immigrants. Your home in the company of your kinsmen. Now, what's the plan behind Iolaus' decision to spare Yuri's life? Speak!
It was out of respect for you. He wanted you to feast your eyes on Yuri in the hour of your victory. Hylas, when he had become yours to do with as he pleased. Mind you, Yuri put up a fight. It took an effort to make him bow his head to what must be. He had no wish to come before you and take his punishment. Accept my congratulations and remember what you had said to me at the start of my speech, that you would make me a free woman. City of culture and country of Greece, music and dancing, rejoicing and peace. Spirit and body, our hearts and our minds, our voices united in praise of mankind. Peace and prosperity and gift of God, given to all of us against all the odds. Fulfillment in decency, honor, respect. No more than humanity ought to expect. Stand steadfast and firm in this journey we've led. Don't err or lose faith on the challenge ahead. The future of those who have and have not. Depend on us all to give what we've got.
He who denies this risks losing his mind or selling his soul in order to find personal gain and political might, whilst love of humanity falls out of sight. May I always be free from such arrogant days, ambition placed after benevolent ways, the dead, reunited, with loved ones long gone, deserve heroes' burials and mourning by song. Many a time, our lives are bound up with self-centered arrogance, filling our cup with no room for empathy, understanding, or love, essential for all, like a hand to a glove.
Your own eyes will tell you, but I'll say it just the same. A sight you didn't expect to see, and no less a surprise for him. Here stands Yuri. He boasted at the start of his speech that he would never fall into your hands. But here he is, all yours.
You detestable bastard! Look at me! Has justice finally trapped you in her nets? I'm talking to you. Look at me! Oh, how the tables turn. I said, look at me! Have the decency to look your enemy in the eye! The hunter and the hunted have finally swapped places. The conqueror becomes the conquered. How does that feel? How is it to walk in other shoes? How is it to have the boot on the other foot? I want to know. I want you to tell me. Are you the man who thought it was okay and right to heap indignities? To pile injustice after injustice on my son, God rest his soul? To persecute him time after time? I can't find the words. This tale of torture would be long in the telling. You stripped him of every last vestige of dignity and self-respect without a moment of doubt. Remorse doesn't exist in your vocabulary. Decency isn't present in your DNA. And these people, driven out of their own country, denied a home, denied a roof over their heads, denied anything which might have reminded them of their humanity. A country of integrity and decency where lives matter. A place where people count. A place where we can all live side by side, sharing our humanity and enjoying our differences. A place of people who will not be intimidated by your desperate threats. And now you feel it too. Now you can smell the reek of oppression and the stench of fear. Now you can taste the terror of hatred and feel rejection in your bones. I want to see you suffer. I want to tear you limb from limb. I want to see your last gasping breath escape your convulsing lungs, and I promise you that death will be a welcome release. You will be truly thankful for it. I only wish you could die time and time again.
It's against the law. You can't kill him.
Then what was the point of making him a prisoner? What law stands in the way of his death?
The lawmakers and the government advisors, they're all against this.
They are? Really? They find it dishonorable to kill their enemies?
He's a prisoner of the war. You can't kill him.
It's right and fair and proper and reasonable that this man should forfeit his life. Think of the list of wrongs.
Then wrong was done to him when he was denied death in battle.
Is it no longer right that a man should be punished?
You can't kill him.
I'll do it myself and say I have more balls than any man who refused.
You'll face a storm of criticism if you do. Trust me.
Athens is the city that I love. No one can deny me that. But now that this evil man has fallen right into my hands, no one on earth will take him from me. So let them criticize me all they want to, calling me the Iron Lady and that woman who is more arrogant than a woman should be. But this is business, and I will follow through. The lady is not for turning.
Hatred is a terrifying thing. I get it, but it's cancerous. You have to let it go.
You get no flattery from me, and not a single word of pleading for my life, even if it means I'm thought of as a coward. This bitter dispute of ours was not a matter I entered into lightly. I knew your son was related to me by you being my cousin. But he had lifelong enemies, even before he was born, and that includes me. This has been a lifelong contest, and I've created one dangerous trial after another in order to scatter and destroy my enemies and live the rest of my days without fear. I knew your son to be no ordinary man, but a truly nauseating hero. Yet despite his being my enemy, I recognize his value. I can only give him praise. So, once I got rid of Heracles, I inherited the problem of these children of his. Oh, he has been truly prolific. It's less than surprising that I've had to endure their hatred. But what choices have I had? Execution? Expulsion? I have a position to keep, and I'm not about to compromise with a bunch of anarchists. Don't stand there and judge me. Don't think for a moment, don't even pretend for a second that you would have acquiesced and granted your enemies a home. You're just as belligerent as I am. So now that I've survived the battle, the laws of Greece dictate that the one who spills my blood suffers pollution. Athens has been restrained so far in sparing my life. It clearly honors the gods far more than it does your hatred of me. You've had your say, and you've heard mine. So, if I die, I will die a double death. One as the victim, whose blood demands vengeance, and the other as a hero with a truly noble heart. Let's be honest. I don't want to die, but I'll give up my life. Your choice.
Minnie, let him go. You have to respect the will of Athens and its people.
What if he dies and I still follow the city's wishes? It's an easy lesson to teach. I will kill him, then give his dead body to his friends who will come rescue him. I won't go against Athens' wishes, and his death will give me the revenge I want.
Then kill me. I'm not asking for mercy, but the people of this city spared my life, and in doing so, refused to commit a war crime. They were ashamed to kill a captive. I want to make them a gift. My gift is from the gods, to bestow blessings far greater than you could imagine. When I die, you will bury me under your soil, where I will remain a guest in perpetual residence. My spiritual legacy of goodwill would extend to you and yours, but never to the children of Heracles or their children or their children's children. As God is my witness, I will make their homecoming a sorry one. The benefit you will gain from my death would be twofold: blessings on you and injury on them.
Well, why are you standing there wasting time? Did you hear him? If you want salvation for your city and your children's children, kill him. He points out the safest course. He is your enemy, and yet he benefits you by his death. Throw his body to the dogs. Don't think you will ever live to drive me from my father's land again.
This meets with our approval. No guilt shall rest on the shoulders of the king. The actions are ours.
Let me tell you what I wish I'd known when I was young and dreamed of glory. You have no control. Who lives, who dies, who tells your story?
King Demos, his plan to use war to make peace was an act of selflessness. The prophet said triumph would be theirs. A sacrifice was made.
Who lives, who dies, who tells your story?
My actions are voluntary and come from the heart. It is a feeling of loyalty and allegiance.
There is nothing clever in failing to exact revenge when your enemy is in your grasp.
Protection, security, and defense. It's all I've ever known, and at the end of the day, it's what matters the most.
Many women are discriminated against during their lives, but sometimes it takes a woman to get the job done.
Age. It isn't something you can control, but it shouldn't be something that you're controlled by.
Every ancient hero story has to get told. Every loving father gets to grow old.
And when you're gone, who remembers your name?
Who keeps you fed, who tells your story?